It's 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks. How do you catch an emu on the loose? This story coming in now, once again, for our worldwide audience. We on YouTube, we have people that watch us not just here in the U.S., but the U.K., Canada, and other nations around the world. The Phoenix metro area, 5 million people. We have these beautiful communities north and south of us. In this particular case, we're talking about the community of Cottonwood. Now, it's in the area that we call the Verde Valley, which is, maybe about an hour and a half's drive or so north of Phoenix, and generally pretty quiet community. We don't have a lot of news coming out of there, but boy, do we have a story today. And so I'm just going to roll the video here and introduce to you Officer Kellen Burns with the Cottonwood Police Department standing by. This is the first time you've been on our streaming show, Officer Burns. I don't know if you ever thought, hey, I'll get on there when we finally have an emu incident.
It hadn't been a thought in my mind at this point.
Yeah, I bet so. Okay, walk us through the chronology of all of this. How did you guys first learn that there was an emu on the loose, and then what steps do you take?
We got a call from our dispatch that there was an emu walking through the parking lot of Walmart trying to attack people. So our animal control officer was dispatched over that way, and the rest of us guys on patrol went out to try and assist. Tried to locate the bird and kept getting calls that it was running down the roadway, and finally caught up with it on State Route 89A.
Okay, so what I like to do is we have a lot of folks who watch us right here in Phoenix. They're going to be familiar with the Verde Valley. But for everybody else in the rest of the country and around the globe that watches Fox 10 Talks now, that's more than just a block or two to get you all the way out to the main highway, yes?
It is. The emu had probably run about a mile before we finally caught up with it.
Wow. Okay. And so I know right where that Walmart is, basically would have headed out toward the highway and then headed I'm trying to visualize here. It would have either been kind of northerly or maybe further to the south on the direction down toward the freeway. Give us sort of the lay of the land.
Yeah. State Route 260 branches off of Interstate 17 heading north into Cottonwood. That is the road that our Walmart is located on. So it ran out of the parking lot onto State Route 260 and headed north towards State Route 89A, which is where we caught up with it as it was headed out 89A towards Sedona.
All right. So I'm going to roll the video for folks at home here. Tell us who the two people are in this video that we see.
So the one that is actually holding down Frank, the emu, is Autumn Durnez. She's one of our animal control officers, and she is amazing. And then Officer Smith, who does not look like he's doing anything. I promise he has a job there. He's standing on the net, making sure that it can't get pulled away from Autumn as she's trying to keep the emu held.
Okay, so we also have the sound, and I'm gonna roll it here. Tell us though a little bit more about Officer Durnez and what sort of how she specializes in this and how she was the perfect person to try to resolve this whole thing.
Autumn pretty much specializes in anything that's animal related. I don't know if emus are part of her particular forte normally,
okay,
but she has a really good mind for it and is our go-to person whenever it comes to anything animal related.
So is that
with her, and between her and I spent some time as a deputy in Central Texas with exotic ranches with animals that would get off and have had to catch an emu before. So
you've been in a situation like this. Okay. Yeah. Tell us about your incidents.
Very similar things. When they would get off of the ranches down there, same as when this one got out here. Normally we were notified by people in the area that there was one loose, and they are dangerous birds. They can injure and hurt people. So we needed to get out there and make sure that it was gotten out of the public area where it couldn't hurt anybody else, and in a safe manner so that it couldn't hurt.
I think right. I think right now would be the perfect time to play it with the sound. This clip that we're going to now share with our audience runs about 20 seconds or so. You'll get a chance to see it. And by the way, please pay attention to what she does in terms of how she's trying to keep the animal calm at the same time. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. Listen as this unfolds, and then we'll get back to our interview with Officer Burns. Here we go.
Friend, calm down. Calm down. I know. You are strong. You are strong. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I don't want to put all my weight on you. I don't want to hurt you. Especially with your beak cut right there. Calm down.
Okay, so there you go. You get a chance to hear her saying, I don't want to hurt you. I mean, you don't know how much of the input this frightened emu is dealing with, in terms of does it make a difference or not. But, I mean, it all ended pretty successfully. So what was the actual operation? They had the net with the handle. How did they... I mean, we get the video that we get. How did they actually approach and first kind of corral the emu before they then tried to get it calmed down and get it transported?
So if you look in the video just to the right of Autumn, if you look past her, there is a fence back there that was a U-shaped fence, a dead end. And I don't know if you all know this, but emus cannot go backwards. They can only go forwards. Their legs don't work the opposite direction. So if you can get them pinned into an area, you have a much better and more successful chance of getting a hold of them. So our plan at that point was just to get it corralled somewhere where it was in the corner so that we could safely get it with the net. And that's exactly what happened. It was brought out to the driveway area there so that we could then get it loaded into a trailer.
Okay, now Syleste joins. I know she's got a bunch of questions as well. Let me just get one more in here, Syleste, and then you can jump in and chat with Officer Burns. But just in terms of where the animal came from and where it went to, I mean, we see the middle part of the story. Where'd it come from? Where'd you take it afterwards?
So it came from Quail Run Road, which is about 20 miles from where it actually got caught here by us. The owner was called. He was actually on scene. That's why I'm not in the video there, as I was giving him a ride back to his vehicle after we had caught it so that we could get the emu loaded. It was taken back to its property, and we've talked to him since. Frank is doing just fine there.
So, well, kudos to you guys. First of all, you guys did a great job. I think, being able to corral it. It's pretty fast animal. I was doing a little research. A fast runner can reach speeds up to about 31 miles per hour. When you were approaching the animal, we see that you were using a net. At this point in the video, do you have to sedate it or anything like that to, get it back to its owner?
No, not at all. So we didn't have to sedate or tranquilize the emu at all. We were able to safely get it back out of the net and into a trailer, and he was able to ride just like he would with any horse or goat back to his property. When
you traced the whole actions of the day, by the way, this was the 28th, so this is just 2 days ago.
Yes, sir.
Were you at all surprised, particularly given your history of emu interactions, I guess we could say, in Texas? Were you surprised that it had made it 20 miles from home to Walmart?
I definitely was. So I actually used to carry a pillowcase in my patrol car in Texas because if you can get their eyes covered, it calms them down substantially.
Oh, wow.
So after the video that you're watching now, we actually did get a piece of fabric. It was a traffic vest over Frank's head and calm him down a little bit with that. But I took it out of my car when I got to Arizona thinking I wasn't going to need it again.
Of course.
Now you're thinking I should have kept that thing in my car.
And then you met Frank.
It's back in there now.
Yeah.
What are some of the weirdest calls? Where does this rank in any of the odd calls you've ever received as an officer?
This is pretty high up there. I think emu attacking people in the parking lot of a Walmart in central Arizona is pretty high on the weird calls list.
Yeah, and when it comes to the Walmart, you would have mentioned it, I imagine. Was anybody hurt, or did they try to stay away from it? Was it like was it calls to 911, or was it a Walmart employee who said, "Hey, we got a couple of people kind of worried about it"? What was the front end of the story?
I don't know if it was a Walmart employee or the person that was being chased by the emu in the parking lot that called initially, or somebody that witnessed it. I do know that nobody was injured at the Walmart, and it left the area shortly after it did go towards that person. I said, it was
as far as you know, was it attempting to make an entrance to the pet food section?
Oh, yeah, I was hungry.
I couldn't blame it if it was, but nobody told me if it did.
I wonder, so were you all able, or have you seen any videos of people, or I wonder, the surveillance footage, right, at the Walmart, probably it's able to get video of that thing kind of running up.
Oh, that would be interesting, yeah.
No, I haven't been able to look at it myself. I might go over there today and just see if they have it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, one of the things that we just love in our interactions with the various police forces here in the Valley and around the state is the good-natured ribbing. What were some of the comments that you might have heard afterwards after an unusual day on the job?
Well, Emu Rodeo got thrown out a few times.
Sure.
My goodness, it's so great. What's it like up there? This is kind of off of the whole idea of this, the emu capture, but what's it like up in Cottonwood? For folks who've never been up there, what drew you to Cottonwood?
I have family in the area and was trying to get all of my family back together again after I spent my time in Texas. And when I spoke with the agency out here, looking to come from Texas, they were definitely the winner in my book. So I'm glad that I got hired by them.
Oh, well, welcome to Arizona. We're glad everything's working out.
That is like the perfect answer to that one. Okay, Officer Kellen Burns, we appreciate your time and your good nature in spending about 10 minutes with us talking about a story that we won't forget, and I'm sure you won't either.
Of course. If we ever have a chance to do it again, I'd gladly do so.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jon.
So Syleste, there you go. There it is one more time. The emu incident in
What a
Cottonwood.
wild story.
It ends well, but how wild is that?
Yeah, we're glad everyone, including the emo, is okay.
Yeah, we appreciate Cottonwood PD. Just another day on the job for sure. All right. So if you're new to the show, we introduce you to the Mystery Cam. Take a look. Let us know where you think that. I'm a fan of Quality Inns. Celeste.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a quality place.
It is high quality. Look at that. It's kind of in the hill country. Where do you think it is? We'll be right back. All right, everybody. It's Ron and Celeste. And guess what? We are with you for a 2-hour extravaganza.
Yeah, we are in it for the long haul this morning.
Yeah, we
Ron.
are. And the thing about it is that we're excited about that because we have to jump in and we're all one big team here. And Ty's out. And Desiree and Anita are going to be attending a big seminar today.
Yeah.
With some very highbrow people. And so we wanted to support them in that. And we just said, you know, did we volunteer or were we volunteered to do the 2-hour stream?
Big D has me on a wait list for the 2 hours. So actually, this is like a dream come true. Is it my birthday yet? Is December 6th here yet? Because that's my birthday.
To get to work with the Hooner for 2 straight hours is your dream.
Oh my gosh, Ron, it is my dream. Oh my God, Big D's my favorite person now. Ron and I went to this seminar yesterday afternoon.
Yeah,
Big D.
Yeah.
Big D was there too.
Sure, he was taking notes.
We're all asking the big tough questions.
Yeah, we are. But for the next 3 or 4 minutes, it's not going to be the tough questions. We're going to move out of our. Oh, by the way, who was the answer on the mystery?
Okay,
Cam?
hold on. Let's go.
Not miss that.
Let's go back to. Okay, so we got a Kansas from Louis Gonzalez, Oregon, Brandy the Bookworm.
Okay.
We also have a Colorado from Lil Philosophy, Virginia from Charles David, and one more here, Thomas Brown, which we don't hear from you very often. I don't think, Thomas. Good morning. He says North Carolina. Do you think they have emus here? Emu.
Yeah, we're on emu patrol today.
We are.
Linda, I'm going with Linda. I love Linda's guesses. She's usually pretty close. I'm going Missouri. How about you, Celeste?
I will go West Virginia.
And the answer is
just for fun. Here it is, right here.
Here it is.
Oh, Ozark, Missouri.
Oh, well, Linda.
That must be right where
Thank you, Linda, for once again helping me win. That's fantastic,
so that must
isn't
be
it?
where the Lake of the Ozarks must be nearby.
I would think so, right? I mean, that's a good guess, too, because what do you got? A Quality Inn, some guy parking his truck where there's supposed to probably be no parking.
Maybe he's hanging in there having a bologna sandwich.
And a water tower off in the distance. I am so excited that we are now going to, for the first time ever in our 10 a.m. hour, you've seen them occasionally in the 11 a.m. hour, but like I said, Celeste and I are doing 2 straight hours. Look at this. Check this out.
Wow.
The man from KNIX, Tim Hattrick, joins.
This is huge.
Hooner, Celeste, it's so good to be with you. I can't believe 2 straight hours. That is marathon. And, only professionals such as yourself. Did you ever see the SNL skit with Will Ferrell? And it was right when, CNN and Fox were kind of trying to outdo each other in the 24-hour news cycle. And the story was baby Jessica in the well.
I remember that down in Texas.
I remember that story.
Okay.
It took her. This little girl fell in a well. They got her out. She was fine. Yeah. But Will Ferrell plays an anchor, I think on Fox. I think they were clowning on Fox saying, "We are not going anywhere. We're staying on the air till we get to the end of this story. I've got a jar to pee in and a big bag of Snickers."
Oh my gosh. Brother.
Holy
I
cow.
hope you've got all those accommodations here to make it through these next 2 hours.
Yeah, well, we know the guy who could get us the jar of Snickers.
Big D.
It's this man right here, Dave Taylor. Dave, is that asking too much? Are we kind of becoming divas if we go down that road? What, buddy?
The more candy, the better. Whatever you guys need.
By the way, Tim, have you started pricing candy this year for Halloween? Is it just me or I know inflation's supposed to be 3%.
It's crazy.
Candy's up more than 3%.
Crazy.
It's up more. Yeah, it's up like 3 to 5%. I read that. I don't buy it. I go to my kid's house where they hand it out.
Okay.
They buy the good stuff, and then when they run out, I run to the dollar store and get candy to hand out to what's the remaining crowds, and that's some of the worst candy ever. It's not up 3 to 5%, but no, you're right, because of the ingredients for making chocolate this year. They've all gone up in price. So
well, like
more supply side.
It's not even 99-cent store anymore. It's $1.25.
No. Yeah.
And they have a section at the dollar store.
They have to keep changing the sign. Remember, everything's $1.
Not anymore.
The paper over that, everything's $2.59 or something.
Oh my goodness!
No,
even everything's gone up.
Yeah.
It's like I went to a 24-hour fitness and it wasn't. They closed for 4 hours.
Okay.
Change your name. You're not bad.
And then you're like, thank goodness, now I don't have to work out.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way,
Yeah. Go
speaking
for
of
it.
working out.
Yeah.
Do either of you do Peloton? Let me just ask, Celeste, do you do Peloton?
I do. I am too money conscious to purchase the actual bike, but I use the Peloton app.
And I would like to introduce myself as the cheapest man on Phoenix TV. I love how Tim, he adjusted his question.
Yes.
Not even bothering to ask. Hooner, do you?
He knew you were cheap already. Yeah. He's like, are these too cheap?
Funny that Peloton for Halloween is introducing a couple of their instructors who come on. They're very energetic and encouraging, and some people need that. But they're doing a Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees theme. So if the encouragement, the positive reinforcement doesn't get you to stay with your Peloton workout, maybe running from a madman with a knife would. You're running for your life, literally.
I think we have just a little bit of a view here so people know exactly what we're talking about there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they've... Oh, see, you see something like this happening from this particular clip of that movie? You're going to run the opposite way. It's going to be effective, I'm telling you.
And whatever, it takes to get your heart rate up and to get into the aerobic state. But, that movie is 45 years old. And alongside that one, you had Halloween, which was Michael Myers, who was in the mask and had the coveralls and the knife. So there was a little bit of confusion back then. But, those movies, I didn't like. To me, Halloween was the scariest movie I've ever seen. And I would not want to see that on my Peloton.
I think maybe Freddy Krueger. Remember Elm Street?
Yes.
That to me was pretty scary.
What about the guy in Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, that was scary.
Anthony Hopkins.
That was scary.
One.
That was pretty scary.
Yeah.
The Shining was very scary.
Nicholson.
I recently though, Tim, have you seen it recently?
No.
So recently I was like kind of skimming through the channels and they had it on AMC or something. And some of the scarier parts were like he takes a knife to her or something. Remember, they're like outside in like the maze or the snow. It's not as scary because the graphics are better. You're like, oh, that's ketchup. But the twins are still scary.
Oh, the twins. Yeah. The guy in the pig mask at the end? There's a lot of confusing scenes in that. The scariest movie I've seen in the last 10 or 15 years literally was Mamma Mia. I sat down, and as soon as the credits started, I just got into a clench and I couldn't wait to leave.
Okay, now hold on. So. I may have to hand in my man card here, but I'm just going to confess that Renee and I went to the actual like Broadway production of Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah.
And I did get up and danced in my seat at the last 5 minutes.
That's sweet.
Okay, Tim, come on, man. I need some help with that.
You think you know a guy. You think
Mama.
I think it makes you more relatable.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think, don't you think, Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it does make you. And by the way, I love musicals. I go to everything that comes through Gamage. I skipped that one, but for some reason, that one and Cats just didn't strike my fancy. So
I have to ask you because we have a lot of viewers on YouTube. A lot of them are chatting, and they're like, "Hey, Tim. Hi, Tim. Great to see you." But this is your new studio. Also, can you kind of give us just like a what's new and when the new studio launched and.
You see anything better from that angle? No. Well, this is basically just a new board, a control surface. I wish maybe I can tip this down. You can still hear me. It's pretty cool, though. It kind of looks,
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice board.
It's a lot of buttons. Do you ever press the wrong one?
You're getting pretty close to an Airbus there, Tim.
All the time. Yeah, I think I'm actually certified on the 777, the Boeing 777. Just from
hey, before we let you go, we got to talk about Miranda Lambert and her love for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she is on the current episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, very popular podcast. And, he takes 3 hours to talk with people, not like you guys and only 2. But he gets into all kinds of things with her, like why she loves Arizona. She has a house here. I believe it's in Rio Verde, but it's at least somewhere in the North Scottsdale area. And she said this is her place to come for respite. She comes here in the wintertime to get away from Nashville and the music business. She loves golfing, and she also loves horseback riding and shooting pistols at
Wow.
balloons. It's a competition that they have here, and we've seen pictures of her doing that. So she very much is a fan of a part-time resident of Arizona. So that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it is. I wonder if she has. I'm sure she does. All those way north Scottsdale folk have, private jets. They fly into Scottsdale Air Park. She probably flies in there. And that Rio Verde area, though, have you been up there, Tim? It's really pretty.
Yeah, we do a thing with the fire department every year for Operation Santa Claus, and it's great. It's really, really beautiful up there. So did you know the story of how she met her husband?
No, tell us more.
Well, she was appearing on Good Morning America in New York City, and they have the studio that looked out onto the street. I don't think they have it anymore, but and there was a police officer, New York cop, who was kind of crowd control, and she looked through the window at him and said, "Hey, that guy's kind of cute." Well, some officer from the inside called him inside. They met, and that's how she met her husband.
Are you kidding?
God.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And so they totally connected. There's like a physical chemistry, and now there's an emotional chemistry.
Those are the two big chemistries.
I mean, well, here's the thing. If you like somebody for how they look, looks will fade, gentlemen. Looks will fade.
Celeste, I don't believe that's true. I've been working with you for about 20 years, and you are as beautiful and youthful as you've ever been.
Ron, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. You too, Tim. You're as beautiful as ever.
All right, Tim. What a great success. This was so fun. Hopefully we can call on you again sometime.
Yeah, we love this.
Good luck making it through the rest of the 2 hours, man.
Hey, we already got through 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're doing so far so good. Okay, thank you, buddy.
Always great to see you guys.
By the way, before we go to break, I thought this was really interesting. We have live pictures coming in. I'm going to punch up ENG21. That's the governor. She is out at St. Mary's Food Bank, and our understanding is she's out there today to try to help out. Well, from the reports we've seen, they've had some pretty long lines today as SNAP benefits are running out. And so she's out there just trying to kind of bolster the efforts and give a shout out to St. Mary's.
I wonder if people are going to go, "Hey, Governor, can you work on my utility bill? Hey, Governor, can you work on this too?" Because, how often do you get to see the governor or meet her face to face?
Yeah, there you go. So good for her. We're all supporting St. Mary's Food Bank, especially in times like this. And we may get a chance to hear from her later in the hour, but we did get the heads up just
Should we do a deep tease, Ron? When are we having her on live on the show? Is it Monday?
I think it's Monday.
Monday, yeah, Big D. He set it up. So we have the governor here.
Is that right, Dave? Is it Monday? Well, we'll get the answer next because we're up against a break. Back in 2 minutes. Well, somebody's having a good day out on the golf course.
Oh,
Look
my
at that,
goodness.
would you?
They've got like a mini. We have the real Fountain Hills here in the Northeast Valley. This is a mini Fountain Hills.
Yeah.
You know, with that little fountain coming out of the middle of that lake.
Yes,
but
it is.
what a pretty, pretty day.
By the way, one of the things you guys are talking about in the chat today, Tyler is, it's so great to have Tyler on. We don't see him all that often. Tyler, welcome back, buddy. Always appreciate you being on. I agree with Ron. Celeste has only gotten prettier during my 10 years in the Valley.
So sweet. Thank you.
So great. And Mr. Paul Valine is like 10 years. I've been here 47 years.
And still looking fine.
Yeah, there you go. Went from Butler Elementary to Isaac Junior High to Carl Hayden. We love those long time. You know, Celeste is unique in the Valley in that the vast majority of us moved here from somewhere else.
Yes.
My hometown is up in the apple country of Washington, a little town called Wenatchee. Celeste is not only lived here, she's 5th generation.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
That's so
long
great.
time. 1800s, probably before Arizona was a state.
You've been here?
Ron, I have a great plastic surgeon. Do you want their name?
Hey, we want to invite you to like and subscribe to the Fox 10 Phoenix YouTube page. That way, just in case you forget, when 10 o'clock rolls around, you'll get a little notification. Hey, it's starting. Come join the friendliest chat on the internet. And that is exactly what we have going here. We just love reading your comments and hanging out with you guys every morning here on Fox 10 Talks. Now, Celeste, I had seen a story. I've not yet seen the video that it was going to be a pumpkin versus a car because the pumpkin was so large the car wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, like one of those big award-winning gourds.
I think so. So they took this giant pumpkin and they decided to drop it on top of a car.
Brilliant.
And let's see what happens. We're going to roll it. You haven't seen this yet either,
Is this
right?
like a TikTok stunt?
I don't think so. I think it just comes to us from some local coverage. Oh, well, look.
There's a car. My gosh.
Oh, the car didn't stand a chance.
Wow.
The thing you forget about these pumpkins, because Renee sent me over to Safeway the other day. She said, get 3 big pumpkins because we do pumpkin carving with the grandkids.
Right.
Or painting them or that kind of a thing. Even just to get a good...
Oh my God.
Whoa, we should have a warning before...
Oh, and
no.
here, look, here's the
shield
slow-mo.
your eyes, everybody.
The slow-mo is amazing.
Oh, look at this random guy driving down the street.
Be careful,
was
man.
That the car?
Be careful, man.
Oh, it's a Geo.
Yeah, this is like what's that Meatballs movie where Cloudy Chance of Meatballs? You know, and
Yes,
all the
right.
food's falling out of the
Yeah, I
sky.
know,
That's
it's
kind of like what
crazy.
this is. That was crazy.
Okay, so Alan, a pumpkin farmer, said, look, I've been driving the Geo Metro since it came out over 30 years ago. He always said once it stopped running, he'd, let a pumpkin drop on it, and that's what happened. They say that it was... Okay, yeah, they say it was 14 stories right onto his car. Up there in Utah, you can see the Wasatch Mountains, and one more time, here's the slow-mo replay. Boy, they didn't miss. That was like a bullseye.
Real
right
quick
on it.
comment from Brandy the Bookworm Ron as we
Yes.
wrap.
Yeah.
Tiny little Geo Metro isn't going to survive a regular pumpkin, much less a giant pumpkin. LOL.
That's a really good point. Good luck with the 10-pound pumpkin. All right, everybody, welcome back to Fox 10 Talks. Ron and Celeste, we understand the governor has now stepped to the microphones, so I'm going to go right back to ENG21. Let's listen into what she's saying.
I'm not going to get into the politics in Washington. This is the president's choice. The president made this choice, and he could end it right now. And people who are hungry are relying on his leadership to not go hungry.
Any other one question? I think the people who are in the line here next to us are sick of politics. They don't want politics to be the reason they're left hungry.
I agree
What is
with
your
you.
message to them?
I agree with you. The president could end this right now. I mean, we have limited options and limited action we can take in the state. We're continuing to look at everything available to us. We allocated $1.8 million to provide emergency assistance. I know it's not enough. We're asking Arizonans to show up for their community like they always do. I know that's not enough. The president could end this right now. And most people don't live their lives thinking about the politics of all of this. They're hungry, and the government can provide the relief that they need.
Governor, what's the real impact of this? We're talking about real people. We're talking about millions of people in our state.
Yeah.
They rely on SNAP. What is the real impact of this?
Well, come November 1st, when their benefits should be reloaded, if the president doesn't choose to resolve this, then or the court doesn't, then they won't have those benefits, and it's going to hurt them when they show up at the grocery store and aren't able to buy food for the table. $300,000 in the Food Bucks Now program, but it's temporary assistance, and it's meant to support these food banks, which have already been stretched to the limit, and we know are going to see increased need come November 1st.
You know, we'll keep monitoring, by the way, and I'm sure we'll have a full report out there, and the governor talking about the president could take this action. Ironically, did you see the Senate Majority Leader John Thune on the floor of the Senate yesterday?
Yes.
He's so buttoned down. I thought he was going to almost have a breakdown. He was so mad, he was pointing to, I don't know if it's Chuck Schumer or somebody on the Democrat side, saying, we've had 13 votes. Any one of those, if you would have just said, yes, we could get the government reopened. So there's plenty to go around on both sides.
On both sides.
Right.
And they have had, in some of the recent voting, they have had some Democrats vote with the Republicans.
Yeah, John Fetterman is one.
Earlier in the week, I think that 3 or 4 different Democrats who said, all right, let's just do this.
There's a Democrat from Vermont who's coming on board.
So they're like, we'll figure out the funding a little bit later, but let's get this open.
Now, in the meantime, the president has just arrived in Washington several hours ago after what he said was a very successful trip to Asia, to South Korea, meeting with the leader of China. So you have the 2 biggest countries represented. Here's a little bit more about what he had to say.
A lot of things we discussed in great detail. A lot of things we brought to finalization. A lot of finalization. I thought it was a great meeting. I think it was a very friendly meeting. It was a good meeting for 2 very large, powerful countries. And that's the way we should get along with the large, powerful countries. But overall, I guess on the scale of from 0 to 10, with 10 being the best, I would say the meeting was a 12. I think it was a 12. I think very importantly, you know, just the whole relationship is very, very important. And I think it was really good.
Well, and especially coming on the heels of a successful trip. We're in Malaysia. You signed a peace deal for Cambodia and Thailand. Critical mineral deals with all our allies.
So many successful meetings.
Right, the whole way.
So many meetings great for our country with literally hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars have come into our country over the last 4 days, represented by this meeting. But trillions of dollars. Where Toyota is going to build plants, $10 billion worth of plants. And, you know, I could go over so many different companies coming in. They're pouring money into the United States. So beyond even this meeting, this was an unbelievable trip. And I hope you're glad you were part of it. It was big.
Did you
Every country, Japan, I mean, you look at South Korea, Japan, and so many other countries that we met there. They're investing tremendous amounts of money in the United States.
The other big headline that came from the president was his post saying that the U.S. was going to resume nuclear weapons testing. He said he had to do it to stay on global parity, primarily with Russia.
Right.
And then also questions about China. He just posted that on True Social late last night, saying the U.S. has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished, including a complete update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office. But because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it, but I had no choice. Russia's second, China's a distant third, but we'll be even within 5 years.
I think it's interesting that they met, had a discussion. He talked about having a friendly conversation between the leaders of 2 countries.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you think about, Ron, when the last time you went to lunch with a friend.
Yes.
You sat down, ate, had good conversation.
I'm thinking about that right now. I had fish and chips with a former employee here at the TV station.
Fish and chips are so good.
They are.
Oh, my gosh.
But what's your main point,
Well,
Celeste?
the thing is that it seems so simplified. Like it's just these two world leaders of these two huge powers that just sit down and he's like, we just had a simple conversation. And we can't even get our leaders in America to sit down and have a simple conversation.
It's so important.
Let alone those two.
Right.
You know, it's just, which that is how progress is made.
Well, it's like you and I sitting here having a conversation usually for an hour.
Yeah.
Today, 2.
Ron, this is a safe space.
But we can solve any of the world's problems, Celeste. I really believe.
I'm taking notes. Keep talking.
Okay, so ready? Here we go. This is your poll question today, and we're going to roll it out with the QR code. We'll watch these numbers start to move around. We didn't even have a chance live on TV at about 9:45 like we normally do. The president says U.S. going to restart nuclear test after Russian nuclear tests. Good move. 17% say no, it's dangerous. Putin does it, doesn't mean we have to. 53% say, you know what? Yes, Russia is not our friend. We have got to show strength. And 30% say, I'm okay with the threats, you know, take the tough guy approach, but I just hope we don't follow through. Now, that's on the QR code. You can scan it right now with your phone, and we'll watch those numbers move around. What are you seeing, Celeste?
So numbers are very, very different on YouTube. Right now, 536 votes right now. I know the number you see on your screen hasn't been updated. I just refreshed.
Okay.
No, it's dangerous. Putin does it. Doesn't mean we should. That one is winning right now, 49% on YouTube. Yes, Russia isn't our friend. We have to show strength. That comes in second, 38%. And then okay to threaten it, hope we don't follow through, 13%. So numbers are a little bit different there.
Yeah, and usually that's the way it goes. The QR code obviously is driven by people who are watching our show on an everyday basis. And then on YouTube, it just blasts out there to the whole world.
Yes.
So you could have people voting here in the U.S. and even in other countries as well. So here's what the game plan is for the next 15 minutes. Kenzie Beach is going to join us. She has an amazing story about a woman surviving cancer 3 times in a row. And we will get your comments on exactly what you think about today's poll question. Nukes and the rest with Big D. That's after this break. It's Fox 10 Talks with Ron and Celeste. And yeah, you know, we showed you this golf course earlier, and I was thinking, well, where are all the golfers? Here they are. Look at this. a fabulous foursome. I don't know about the guy who's got that long putt from the very edge of the green.
Oh.
But I see a downhill lie right here. And that, I mean, he could be off by 10 or 20 feet. Look,
I think this is the putting green where they practice. You see the different flags?
Okay.
I think they're practicing.
Okay, fine. I was thinking it was like hole 18.
Well, I was thinking, why is he walking across his line?
Yeah.
Like, that is like one of the standard rules of golf.
Sure
why are you walking on my line?
Yes.
It's the line from the ball straight to the hole.
Right.
That was one of the classes I took in college, Ron. I didn't take basket weaving or bowling, but I did take golf.
Did you really?
And I learned at the Dobson Ranch.
Yeah, sure. Dobson Road, just south of Baseline.
That's right.
I used to live in those apartments right across the street.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wonder if it was back then. I could have waved at you. Hey,
sure,
Hooner.
you could have. Sure, yeah.
But yeah, that's where I learned how to golf. And I still have my little booklet. The rules of golf.
Really?
Yeah, keep it in my golf bag.
And are you one of those types who pulls it out 3 or 4 times every game? Like, sorry, you're not moving that ball just because it landed on gravel.
If I pull it out, it's because I don't remember the rules.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, one of the other stories this morning, we've been talking about what's happening out there at St. Mary's Food Bank. People, they're getting worried. The SNAP benefits look like they're going away. Republicans are saying to the Democrats, you've had 13 votes, just reopen the government. Democrats are saying to Republicans, just tell the president to open up the funds.
Yeah.
So either way, maybe there'll be some kind of a resolution there pretty quickly. But this I thought was really interesting. The way businesses are stepping forward here in the Valley at Fox 10, we found some ready to help. So Love Bite Dumplings, which is near 2nd Street in Roosevelt, right downtown, hoping to feed people in need. Customers can buy one meal for themselves, and then when you do that, a second one will go to a complete stranger, so you're paying it forward. Check this out.
I grew up on SNAP benefits, and so I have enough money to pay it forward. So I just came in, we paid for 2 meals.
I grew up with a single mom. She raised 4 kids, and she had to utilize SNAP benefits a couple of times. She didn't want to, but she did to make sure that we have food on the table. And so for me, it's always been just wanting to do something to give back.
We have had amazing amounts of donations. Most of the people you see sitting here paid it forward. So we're good on that front, and we're just gonna get more people in to help us and crank out those dumplings.
How about that?
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's right there at Love Bite Dumplings. Hadn't even heard about it till we did the story today.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's right there in Roosevelt Row.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really, what an amazing deed. And a big thank you to everybody who's already taken part. That's really special.
Yeah, that's really cool. By the way, we're going to keep following the latest on the shutdown. And as more businesses step forward to help out, we will keep highlighting them for sure. So as we've been mentioning, 2 hours. It's like a telethon today.
It really is.
On Fox.
Ron,
Dave,
how much
on,
money?
You know I'm speaking the truth.
How much money are we collecting? Where's our big board?
We'll take donations. If anybody wants to email us,
sure.
Fox10talks@fox.com. Just send us your bank account information.
It'll be the DoorDash fund.
We should actually have one of those countdown clocks so we know when the 2 hours is out. But we have over an hour to go. We're really glad you guys are hanging out with us. Guess what? We're also really glad that Kenzie's here.
Hey,
hi, Kenzie.
How are you? Happy to join your 2-hour telethon.
I know. So glad you're here.
I wish we had phones.
I think we're getting more money in now that Ken's is here.
Oh, for sure. Let's roll the tote. $4.16 already raised.
The bid. Come on.
Okay. So the reason we asked Kenzie to join us today is pretty simple. She had a story yesterday that I think there are 2 things we can learn from it. First is just the spirit of humankind when you are in a fight, what you have to do to rally with yourself and your family and your friends to beat a disease. And then also maybe we can learn a little bit about the specifics of somebody who just went through this and what steps they took to do so. Ken's, is that a pretty accurate setup for you?
You guys, if you could meet Robin, everyone needs to meet Robin. And she's now made this her goal to really just speak to women and really everyone kind of about your health.
Okay.
If you guys go check out this story, Robin has beat breast cancer 3 separate times,
Wow.
3 diagnoses over 3 decades. So she was first diagnosed 2004, then 2014.
Let me just ask, Ronnie, am I going to get ready to, is this going to be VO7 that we're, VO8, you guys?
Oh, I could talk to
Okay.
Robin all day, and we did.
Yeah, here she is.
Okay, here she is.
How did you first find out about her, and what is her story?
So, I mean, her story is incredible. Not only is she a 3-time author, a certified scuba diver, she golfs, yoga, pickleball, all of it. And, you know, she felt healthy. She is healthy. And that's what it shows you, that diseases like cancer, specifically breast cancer, it can affect anyone.
Yeah.
And for her, I mean, just her joy, her light, and her drive to live. She's like, I got a lot of life to live. She's got 2 daughters, 3 grandkids. She's like, this is not going to stop me. And yeah,
She's
the
beautiful.
3rd diagnosis, it didn't stop her. It kind of gave her more motivation.
So let's start from the beginning. A moment ago, you said her first diagnosis was when?
2004.
2004.
And then they removed the milk ducts then, and she was okay. But her biggest thing, and you hear this all the time, is not only self-exams, or just not only going once a year, but self-exams are so important.
That's the number one way that women and men, for that matter, there are men who get breast cancer, they are able to spot something. They're like, this is kind of different. I don't know what this is. And that's how people usually find it.
Yeah, and I think we not only speaking with Robin, but the doctors at Banner MD Anderson, hearing that you have cancer can be really scary, of course. But now there is so much research and so much knowledge that if you do catch it early, there really is a great course of action going forward.
So walk us through diagnosis number 2 and then number 3.
Number 2 was in 2004, and Robin had a lumpectomy, went through radiation as well. And she was in the clear, but going back every year. And 10 years later, 3 days before Thanksgiving last year, 2024,
wow,
she had her annual mammogram. And, you know, she credited that they moved quick. It was a biopsy, it was testing, it was scheduled. And she had no doubt in her mind she wanted to do a double mastectomy because she was like, I want to go kind of all in on, you know, attacking this.
She looks amazing, by the way.
She is.
Yeah, and she looks like just a ray of sunshine. She's beaming.
Well, I kept asking her, I'm like, you had surgery this January?
Yeah.
And she's back to the, I'm scheduled for pickleball next month.
That is a deal.
Yeah. So active and hasn't let this stop her. And I think that was contagious, that things like this can be really scary. And I'm sure it's so scary for her and other people that have gone.
About how the importance of specific goals to keep you going. Like, if I won last year's championship, I'm going to be the pickleball champ again.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, what were the things like that?
She talked about just really looking forward to what those other things are in life besides this diagnosis, right? Like, she didn't let it all consume her. You know, talking about her grandkids and wanting to be there when they get married and those types of things that you really have to focus on what's next and not just this single, obviously very scary thing. And also that cancer is no longer a death sentence. And that's what she really stressed. I mean, she's been through this 3 times, and to still be so just like resilient and optimistic and excited about life.
Did she ever get tested for the BRCA gene?
So that was another thing, not only the BRCA gene, but she got tested for 72 other genetic cancer.
Was it positive or negative?
All negative.
Really?
All negative.
And she was diagnosed 3 different times. That is remarkable.
Yes, negative for BRCA.
It does show you, though, in so many cases, they talk about how a part of the healing process a lot of times is what they have to live for.
Exactly.
And their mental state and how they can get emotional help to really fight it. Like, it's fought more, I think, in your heart and in your mind and in your soul than even your body.
Well, so tell us a little bit more about that gene. I know you guys have both studied it a little bit. And then let's use that as the jumping off point to what you learned in terms of talking to the actual experts there at MD Anderson when they say we can do so much more now than we could do 10 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, because I think the thing is, and even the doctors at Banner MD Anderson said this, yes, more people are getting diagnosed and maybe at younger ages. That's what they said. But it's because there is so many more ways to detect it and catch it early.
Okay.
I took a lot from this conversation because this is personal for me. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2020. She had a double mastectomy as well. So I've been tested for the BRCA gene. My mom was negative, and so am I. But the more knowledge that you can collect for yourself, it puts you in a better position to know what you can do going forward. And I think that's Robin's message. That's what they're saying at Banner MD Anderson, and that's something that I've learned personally.
Because the BRCA gene, and Ron, I don't know if you recall, I think Angelina Jolie is positive for the BRCA gene. You remember when she had the double mastectomy without even being diagnosed with breast cancer?
Yes, right.
Because she was positive. So you're right. It's more education that you have, more knowledge, the better.
And I believe there's BRCA1 and BRCA2. So there's two different types. But it shows you, I mean, you can test for it. And if you're positive, there's something you can do about it. But you can also be negative and you can also get it.
Yeah.
But it's just being proactive.
Is it as much about doing a better job with testing? Did I just mark myself?
Ron, I was not expecting you to change the camera angle.
It looks like a little heart.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to spread it all across my whole face there.
It would be highly inappropriate for me to lick my finger.
Yes, it would, Celeste. We have boundaries.
We'd have to get the 2-shot
Kenzie,
for that if that's going to happen.
We've been doing this show for coming up on 2 years, and I have to keep explaining to Celeste we have boundaries, but we discover them as the show goes on.
So is this for drawing
It's an evolution.
Okay, but just one last question.
Yes.
Early detection is so key, and so is it more that they're catching it earlier and that the testing is better, or are there a lot of new treatment options as well?
I think it's a little bit of both. And just from speaking to the doctors, I think some people get scared that, people are getting it younger and more people are getting it. But that really is credited to better testing, better technology, better research. And that's what the doctors were saying. And that, look at it, yourself better than your, annual primary care doctor. So,
well, thanks for sharing your part of the story too.
Great story, Kenzie.
Really, really
good way
great.
to round out Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes,
Thanks, guys.
which we have been very committed to, and I know it was a great event
on
just
Saturday.
the other day out there at the Tempe Beach Park. Okay, hey, coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, if you just joined, we're still here for a whole nother hour.
Get excited.
Correct. It's me, it's Celeste, it's Big D. Somewhere we have Bella in the building. You'll be seeing her. We also have Jon Noetzel joining with a Great American Story. We're launching in 2 hours our latest episode. It's so amazing. I loved researching it. We have a special guest, by the way, one of the biggest names at Fox News.
Wow.
Will be joining us for that.
Okay.
So that's all coming up. But for now, we take another quick break with our,
with our learning golfers.
Still 2 guys working on their putting. Time to get out there and tee off, gentlemen. We'll be right back. Oh, believe me, we're trying to figure out where that golf course is because it's so beautiful. It's like perfect weather in that it's got to be somewhere in the southern half of the country because no leaves are turning, and it's a beautiful blue sky day somewhere, very green. But Celeste, I actually, on the air at 6:30 this morning, I said, when we were on, I said, welcome to the big chill of 2025.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I was at football practice last night for my grandson, Mason, and the winds kicked up a little bit, and I thought, well, I wish I'd brought a jacket.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a mystery person there. We have a few of you chiming in. Ron, I want to read some of the comments. If it's okay with you, my friend.
Yeah, sure, of course.
By the way, a lot of you are getting your T-shirts in finally, so we want to ask you to please snap a photo, email it into us, send it into us, because then we can show them to you right here on the stream.
Yeah.
And we love, so we're getting some comments in. Charles David, he says, I just got my awesome Fox 10 Talks T-shirt. Super cool. I have to share a photo tomorrow. So yes, please do that. And a few other people are chiming in, talking about what they're going to have for lunch, Ron.
Nice.
And some people are a little worried that we're the ones at the helm operating our equipment down here.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Fernandez, I think, said something about it.
Yeah.
But we do every day.
Yeah, right.
Every day we kind of run things. Somebody asked where Ty was. Ty's on vacay. He'll be back on Monday.
Yeah.
It's his birthday week.
Sure.
So he took some time off.
Yeah, Ty takes a week to celebrate his birthday.
Actually, he wanted it. He asked me for a month, but I was like, I can't even remember my name some mornings, so I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we miss him when he's gone after a day or two, that's for sure. Okay, that's excellent, Celeste. Yeah, be sure once you get your T-shirt, hey, Dave, what's the email address once you snap that picture, your selfie of yourself in your I'm a Fox 10 Talker T-shirt?
Yes.
Then where do they email it?
Well, you want to email fox10talks at fox.com.
Yes,
there
nice.
you go.
And Bella.
By the way, did you have some more comments, Dave, that you wanted to get to?
Sure,
we ran
I'd be
through
happy
that
to.
poll question. By the way, the numbers have moved around a little bit. Now we're at 73% saying, hey, Russia's not our friend. Show some strength. 17% okay to threaten it. Hope we don't follow through. 10% it's dangerous. Don't do what Putin does. And then real quick on YouTube is the way it's running. Oh, look at that. We refresh.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Almost 1,000 votes already?
Wow, that doubled.
Woo-wee. Okay.
That was quick.
Good. All right. So Big D, let's talk about it a little bit. What are you seeing?
Well, Barry in Heber says tests are required to verify the research and process, but a nuclear-free world would be best for humanity. One of our great viewers in Buckeye says Russia is a major threat to the United States, and not having a practiced knowledge of what to expect can be even more dangerous if our nuclear tests fail when it is at a crucial point needed. And then on YouTube, MG Franklin Kirby says it's not about showing strength or making threats. We need to actually make sure they are working properly. Much of our nuclear arsenal hasn't been upgraded in decades. Yeah. Awesome hearing from you. Keep the comments up, guys.
Hey, let me just ask, do we have all the rest of the... By the way, this is a streaming show. Mm-hmm. There are no rules. Do we have the rest of the scripts for the 11 a.m.? I need to ask about that.
Ron, you're like Marilyn Monroe. Turn your head slightly to your left. Right there.
Oh,
there's the beauty mark.
Look at this. Hold on, everybody. Here we go with the personalized Bella delivery.
And by the way, Two Old Farts. Thank you for hanging with us. Two Old Farts. I was wondering whether or not they were talking about us.
Yeah.
But Two Old Farts 2.0.
Celeste, that's funny.
The autographs were the icing on the cake. So when you send into try to win the shirts, the shirt giveaway.
Yes.
You can write on there if you'd like some autographs, and Ron and I will take a Sharpie to those shirts.
Yeah, man, we were autographing a lot of them in the promotion office just the other day. Okay, so we got wind early this morning that until they get it resolved, talking about the government shutdown, people are showing up at places like St. Mary's Food Bank. So we flew the chopper overhead, and look at the lines. I mean, that's Thanksgiving style lines right there. Food banks across the state saying they are going to be as ready as they possibly can. SNAP recipients getting a little nervous was one of the quotes we heard from St. Mary's Food Bank. So they say, we're working really hard to make sure that we have enough food, so we don't expect to turn anyone away. Turns out about 850,000 people rely on the federal government for food through the SNAP program. And that's according to the Arizona Food Bank Network. And a lot of this involves children, and it involves seniors as well, and those with disabilities.
Yeah, and we want to give you some information here to help all of you, because if you do use SNAP benefits and they are in fact delayed because of the government shutdown, we're hoping that the powers that be will meet and they'll put their brains together and figure it out and end this government shutdown. But if not, the emergency program, there's one that launches for Arizona SNAP recipients. The governor hasn't made that big announcement. She launched a temporary state program called Food Bucks Now to provide a short-term lifeline for a lot of Arizona families who are affected by the government shutdown. So the program offers $40 in emergency funds for food and produce. Once the federal SNAP benefits, of course, are restored, then, of course, you'll be able to use those. But it has been quite the day, Ron. A lot of families, some long lines that you're looking at right here, making it their way not just to St. Mary's, but to a lot of the other organizations. And here is something that's really neat. Kenzie was just chatting with us about breast cancer here. And I asked her in the break, I said, what are you covering today? What's your story of the day? And she's going out and she's covering a story where like moms are helping moms. So let's say you're a mom and you have 9 cans of baby formula and you're like, I don't need all these. Well, maybe you can help another mom, or put something out there on social, or send it out to like a group chat at school or a group text at school, at your child's school, and see if maybe somebody else could use them. And then maybe you can barter. Maybe they have something you can use and you can kind of trade it out. So she's covering kind of the community angle today, so you can watch that on later editions of Fox 10.
And that's a good invitation for you to watch Fox 10 later in the day, because that'll be a great story.
It really will be.
Hey, we're going to bring Jason Taylor in because one of the things. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Ron and Celeste.
Yeah. Hey, we're excited to have you here. So we're going to talk the jobs market and what you can do to kind of adjust to life in 2025. We keep reporting on an everyday basis about the job cuts. Some of the biggest names out there. Almost every day we're reporting on somebody cutting 10,000 jobs or 2,000 jobs. And every one of those numbers is a real person with a real life story, with a real need to have a job. And so we just thought we'd get your take. This is kind of your area of expertise. I've seen some reports that we may be about through the worst of it, and the job freeze may now be turning into the job thaw. But what's the big picture as far as you're concerned?
Well, what we do here is we help tech startup founders launch by putting them through a competition, educating them about how to get their venture off the ground and how to raise money. And so we help people cut the cord from depending on a job. But definitely, just like you, I've seen a lot of news like UPS and Amazon have major workforce reductions going on right now. Also, the job sites seem to be indicating that there is a growing number of jobs becoming available. So I think that we definitely are in a transition period. For example, Amazon and UPS, they are contracting their workforce because the demand that surged during COVID has started to wane off and decline. And they had to add a bunch of people. They had much more demand for the service, delivering packages, and now it's declining. But I don't think it's just from the change in behavior because COVID has left us behind, thankfully. I think it's also because there's a growing number of people that are contracting their spending.
So that could, in fact, be the case. Let me give you a little bit of a story, and you can give us your thoughts on this. Ron and I recently experienced this. Robots, I think, are taking over Amazon. It took longer for us to get our packages when we recently. I had to cancel a package, reorder, then that package was late. And it's like, I know that some of these companies talk about, we're trying to downsize in terms of humans and maybe increase with robots. But in the end, do you think this may in fact hurt them because customer service may fall, may become, a real problem?
Are the robots taking over, or is AI, or what's going on?
Well, I don't know about you, but I've been putting up with and tolerating terrible customer service from corporations and all over the place for years. how much bad can it get? Like sometimes these robotic phone trees you have to make your way through, and it's I think every time that happens to me, I think, who does this better and why am I not using them? But yeah, I think that there are going to be companies trying to leverage technology and replace the need for people when it's pretty obvious this job could be done by some sort of technology solution.
So then how do you guys help? Tell us what you do.
Well, we don't really, try to keep companies from doing that, but we do try to build new technology products here at Code Launch and Improving. So Code Launch is a traveling international startup competition. It's open to founders and hopeful founders from all across the world. They compete to make their way to our stage where we do like a live show production to showcase their investment opportunity. So the key thing that we do is once you make it far enough through our program, we give you a professional software development team that helps build your product.
Huh. Oh, so we come to your company with the idea. And then you kind of help us, you kind of bring the team. So, Ron, let's come up with a good creative idea.
Yeah, what about a 2-hour streaming show?
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
What have you found? By the way, we only got about 45 seconds left, but when it comes to being successful, and you deal with entrepreneurs on an everyday basis, what are the 1 or 2 things that people are newly entering the job market need to keep in mind?
Entering the job market. I think at this point, people that are entering the job market should give up on ground that they have to be remote. You need to be ready to go into the workforce, into the workplace. I think the bosses that are making decisions want to get back to a tighter culture that work every day. And I think that you should also be teaching yourself and learning all of the AI tools that are out there. So there's new ones coming every day. And, we have hired recently, we hired people that already knew lots of new tricks they could pull with AI tools. Wow. So that makes you a better candidate.
That's incredible. No wonder he's got such cool hair on.
Yeah,
nice work, Jason.
You definitely have got the whole look going on there for sure. All right, Jason, thank you. And lots of good insight from you today.
Thank you, Ron and Celeste.
Okay.
Have a great day.
And we take a break. We will be back. We will be back with the one and only Jon Noetzel. Wait till you see the newest Great American Story.
Amazing.
Here we go. And welcome back, everybody. You got Jon and Celeste kind of visiting away.
Hello. Yes,
all right. Yeah, we love it here because we're getting ready to launch yet another edition of the Great American Story. Jon Noetzel joins us.
It's launched, baby.
And it's already on?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
I just checked. It just went up.
It's become such a popular thing on our streaming show. And on our streaming platform that we got to talk about it a little bit more often. What's this week's all about, Johnny?
Well, this is a special episode because we had Bret Baier from Fox News join us. He just wrote a book on Teddy Roosevelt called To Rescue the American Spirit. So Bret joined us for like 20 minutes and just talked about his book and the life of Teddy Roosevelt, which is fascinating.
Who gets 20 minutes with Bret Baier?
Seriously,
so
right?
cool.
Yeah, and he was so gracious and so knowledgeable too. I mean, he did his just so much research on this book, and you can tell, and he knows everything about Teddy, which was great. I mean, it was eye-opening for me, and I know, we learned a lot just talking to him. And what a life, Teddy Roosevelt! What an incredible life, and he's one of the faces in granite up on Mount Rushmore for a reason. And we got into that a little bit, and it was a great time. And so we put that all together. We put together about a 26-minute show and with Bret's interview, and it was really, really cool.
There's something about learning about the leaders before us, right? That sometimes teaches us about where we're at or where we're going, or history has a way of repeating itself.
For sure. Yeah. And I think in part too is, as time passes, we learn a little bit more. His history kind of looks back on somebody. And I mean, he was a larger than life individual president. I mean, he spoke softly and carried a big stick, but and he accomplished a lot. I mean, he built up our military. He put us on the world map, and won the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, he was an accomplished individual, accomplished outdoorsman, and
Tell us about this first clip that you brought with you, Jon.
Yeah. So, is this the soundbite?
Yep.
Okay. So the first soundbite is, we're talking about hot sex. Okay. So, I think this is the one about his upbringing and how he was a real sickly child. He had terrible asthma, and he overcame these things and kind of launched him into this, into what he became. But if this is the right one, this is Teddy Roosevelt as a child. Okay. He actually witnessed Abraham Lincoln's funeral.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, take a look at this. This is really cool.
He meets the love of his life, Alice Hathaway, who he calls Sunshine. Speaking of his early days, there's amazing. I have an hour special on Fox Nation that tracks the book. It's under the same title, To Rescue the American Spirit. And there's a picture from Lincoln's funeral going up Broadway, and it goes past the Roosevelt brownstone, and in the window are two boys, and one of them is Teddy Roosevelt looking at Lincoln's funeral going past. Wow. And it's an amazing image, because the next time they would meet would be on Mount Rushmore, so
isn't that something?
I think history is like amazing in that it's very cyclical, and he fights through that, becomes this tough guy in part because of his tough start. Each one of the biographies is something about a president who goes through a tough time, a crucible, something they had to get through, and Teddy Roosevelt got through it.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it really is.
I mean,
how did you even discover that photo? Little boy up in the window looking down on the funeral of the president.
It's funny. I saw Bret doing the interview with Fox and Friends about his book. Okay. And he mentioned it, and I'm like, I got to find that picture. And, we have incredible resources between, Library of Congress and National Archives and just pictures that are in the public domain, which that picture's in the public domain. And just a little research, and sure enough, there it is.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it?
What's this next clip that you brought, Jon?
Yeah, this one strikes close to you, because I know you've been up to North Dakota where the Teddy Roosevelt National Park is. But this is the story about how he ended up going up there early in life and spending 2 years in the Badlands of North Dakota, really almost to like clear his head, and kind of it was a very low point in his life, and yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
Okay, here we go with that one.
He meets the love of his life, Alice Hathaway, who he calls Sunshine. They are about to have a child, and she dies after giving birth to their daughter. She dies on the same day as his mother, who dies on Valentine's Day, together in the same house. They both die. And he's crestfallen. He has despair, and he pulls himself out of New York and goes out west to the Badlands of North Dakota, and that starts a whole different adventure for 2 years for Teddy Roosevelt.
You know, I finally made it to the Teddy Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota just last year, and it is stark, and it is beautiful, and it is incredibly lonely. Why did he pick North Dakota, Brett, and how did that, what did he do over those many months? How did that experience shape him?
Well, he went out there once, and he was convinced to buy a ranch, and it was his solitude. He found it bucked him up. He was a stranger in a strange land, but he met these characters out there that became his friends, ranchers and cowboys. He had experiences like almost getting in a gunfight, and he was a boxer. He got in some real brawls out there. He became a tough guy in the wake of the death of his wife and mother, and he finally finds himself there and says, I need to go back into the world. And he goes back and becomes New York City Police Commissioner.
That is really amazing. You know, and I think it's interesting because there's something about nature and solitude sometimes that can help us heal.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what he found there.
There's a log cabin there, right, Ron?
Yes, the very log cabin, that he hunkered down in. There are more antelope out there than people. There are more groundhogs out there than people.
And I wanted to mention, I know we don't have much more time, but I had asked you before we went on the air, I said, any relation to Franklin D. Roosevelt?
It's distant, and I don't have it right in front of me, but it's a distant, like
second or third cousins,
generational cousin or nephew or something like that.
But interesting, right?
Like there's a connection there.
Yeah, there's a connection there.
Johnny, tell us about the poll questions that you're putting together for folks as we get ready to celebrate our 250th anniversary.
We're putting poll questions up on a regular basis on YouTube. This one, it's all about America, right? So it could be cultural, it could be an invention, it could be something, about America. But this one specifically was about which American band had the most cultural influence and impact and innovation based on their genre. And you can see we have the Grateful Dead, Nirvana, Metallica, and the Beach Boys.
The
Beach Boys are running away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean, and some people weigh in and say, hey, what about the Beatles? I'm like, yep, I get it, but not an American band. So this is about America. So we're trying to generate these on a regular basis, and I'm trying to make them a little provocative, maybe.
What's provocative about the Beach Boys?
Well, maybe not this one, but we did one about who would be the next president on Mount Rushmore if you could add one.
Ooh, I like
so
that
that stirred a lot of controversy. It got a lot of comments on that one. And John F. Kennedy won that hands down. I mean, we went 4 rounds, and he won it hands down over Donald Trump, Ulysses Grant, and Calvin Coolidge.
And you can vote on YouTube.
You can vote on YouTube.
So just go to our YouTube page, just like you're on the YouTube page watching us today as well.
Yeah,
John, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Do you want wine, by the way? Because we have wine here. It's for our next segment.
Are we allowed to do this on?
Let's see.
Well, when Ron asks to do something, they usually just say, okay.
If I just,
well, that's the perfect introduction to Sarah Tracey this morning. She is our next guest. There she is. Now, from what I've heard, you're going to tie Halloween into some of this wine. What's the whole story?
Oh, you know it. Well, if you're choosing trick or treat, I'm going to pick treat pretty much every single time. And what's more fun than pairing Halloween candy with wine?
That's so true. We see that big bag of Skittles there. So are we guessing that maybe some of your vino goes with the sweetness of the candy?
Yeah, so I picked, some of my favorite wines and paired a candy with each one. And I know you all have some wine in the studio with you too, so you can imagine how delicious it's going to be. Everyone's favorite white wine right now is Sauvignon Blanc. So I sent you all a bottle of liquid light Sauvignon Blanc. This is bright, it's crispy, it's fresh, it's delicious, and it happens to be less than 95 calories a glass. So
and
you
less
have a
than
little
1
extra
gram of
Halloween
sugar.
candy with that and not feel bad about it.
Okay, so Skittles, are there other candies that pair well with some of these other wines you've got with you?
Absolutely. So with Sauvignon Blanc, we're kind of going in that fruity direction. So kind of leaning into that with our Skittles pairing. But another wonderful white wine, especially this time of year, is Riesling. And I have the Eroica Riesling right here. This is what we call off dry. So it has a touch of sweetness, but it's still really bright, really crisp, really refreshing. Lots of apple and pear notes there. And I have paired this with the it candy of the moment, which is Nerds gummy clusters. Have you guys tried these?
Those are the best.
Yeah, they really
they're delicious.
are. Hottest thing in 2025.
They are addictive. They're so delicious. But I think with the Riesling, it's kind of bringing out the tartness, but a little bit of that sweet quality. And I think it's just a really fun, cute pairing.
We got about a minute left, so walk us through those last couple for sure.
Yeah, so red wines, it's the time of year where we're loving a little red, little cozy vibes. And I have the 14 Hands Sweet Red Blend. Sweeter wines actually work a lot better with candy than dry wines. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ron?
So
well, there you
think
are.
Think about a ripe, luscious, sweet red wine, very like jammy fruit, lots of cherry and blackberry notes. I picked classic pairing for this, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, because it reminds me of almost a PB&J kind of vibe. The kind of jammy fruit, a little peanut butter, kind of salty, sweet balance. I love, love, love this pairing.
Okay, so we have a viewer question in our chat from Brandy the Bookworm on YouTube. She says, I can't do red wine because it gives me a headache. Why is that? And best red wine alternative?
Okay, so here's the deal. Red wine is higher in histamines than white. So a lot of people, if you have seasonal allergies, things like that, you might have a histamine sensitivity. So in that case, you could actually go with a rosé, which is my personal favorite. It's, made from red grapes, but it's a lot lighter and it has, a really crisp and fresh vibe to it. I actually have a rosé with me right now, the Liquid Light Rosé. This is another one that's 95 calories a glass.
Wow.
And I would actually recommend doing this in a cocktail.
We got to say our goodbyes, but this has been great having you on. Good input today for sure.
Great ideas. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Sarah.
Cheers. Thank you.
There are some parts that are what they call that moonscape. And so that's hard to see. But then
Well, I know a lot of people have been wondering, hey, as part of this 2-hour extravaganza, when, oh, when are we ever going to see Bella? Here she is.
Here she is.
Welcome aboard.
Good morning. Hello.
Welcome to the 11:30 half hour.
I like it. It's nice.
Good.
This has gone by quite quickly, Ron Hoon.
I think so too. Hang on, we're going to get this shot perfect so we can see
Time
Bella.
goes by. I think I've heard that saying. Time goes by quickly when you're having fun.
Yeah.
It does, and it's so true.
Oh, big! There you go. Look at that. That's nice. Hey, so Bella, let's see. We have a couple of stories to get to. It is we're heading into Halloween. Tomorrow's the day, and so they put the word out so that we could pass it along. I can hardly think of a stupider thing to do than to go drinking on Halloween night when you have thousands of kids out there in the streets, on the sidewalks, walking through neighborhoods, hoping to get some candy.
I agree.
But it happens.
It does.
It's
sad.
mind-boggling.
It's dark. I mean, children are harder to see, and it's just so selfish and dangerous.
Selfish. That's a good way. I went with stupid. Bella went with selfish. Celeste.
It's more professional, Ron.
What is more
selfish.
Selfish than stupid? Yeah. Well, anyway, you're going to get caught. And so law enforcement sends the word out to us. Let everybody know. We don't want to have to arrest anybody. If you are going to be doing drinking, you've got to get a ride share or you have to have a designated driver, because if you get yourself tied up with a DUI, there's
not worth
jail
it.
time involved. It's just not worth it.
And years ago, we didn't have rideshare, and maybe people,
that's a good point.
But now we have it. There's no excuse,
right,
not to,
Yeah.
or find a friend who's expecting a baby and maybe they're not drinking.
Okay.
And when you're preggers, you're like the automatic DD.
See. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. By the way, in the chat, we have Brandy the Bookworm. Do they still make wine coolers? Remember the B&J wine coolers? They were yummy. And Jared of Sonora, haha, Brandy, yes. My mom loved those.
Wine coolers.
There you are.
Yeah, there you go. With those cool cigarettes from the 70s.
Right?
The menthols.
Yeah. How about a Chesterton? Anyway, so that's happening, and we wanted to let you know about it. Now let's get on to the fun stuff regarding Halloween. Celeste has been finding these pictures all week long with connections to Halloween. What in the world are we looking at, Celeste?
So, okay, I want to guess. Guess. Who do you think we are?
Who was, well, first of all,
I have no idea.
Oh, I know exactly who you are.
Ron.
Here. So it's Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and
It's gotta
Cher.
be your Cher. Who is Sonny?
That's Ty Brennan.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So every year we here at Fox 10 dress up, either as a group or individual. Ron, this was the year, was this a couple years ago? You were a DJ. What were you?
Oh, that's the year I DJ'd.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is the year you DJ'd.
Yeah. Bella hasn't seen my 70s DJ.
I haven't. I would love
But
to
I'll
see
pull 'em
it.
up for
It
sure.
is a work of art.
Okay, let's see it tomorrow.
And so, anyways, we've been pulling out like Halloween pics from from years past, just to
Yeah.
enjoy the fact that we're kind of embarking on this weekend. So,
Yeah. What is the game plan for tomorrow's show? I heard we're going to be doing something kind of cool. How can you tell it to us without giving the whole thing away, Celeste?
let's just say we're going to experience what it's like living in each other's shoes.
Oh, okay.
To
I
a
heard
cer-
there's
to
a
a certain extent.
There's a lightning strike. I heard that.
There's a storm.
And then everything goes totally haywire.
Yes,
correct?
and none of us really know what's happening.
Right?
Yeah, the promo is running right now. A promo to the promo.
Right.
Carl and the whole promo team did an amazing job.
They always do such
oh
a
my
good
gosh,
job.
they did a really great job.
Really do.
And so we'll
you're
air
going to want
tomorrow
to tune
morning.
into the morning show
I
tomorrow.
can't wait to watch
I
it.
believe in our 9 o'clock hour. I think that's where we're going to show it.
So we had a story today about generational differences in your attitude toward work. And there are some generations who are more than happy to say, I don't get this. I need to go find somebody for help.
And it's not the younger generation, apparently.
Well, so here's what it is. Younger generations like Gen Z and millennials are more willing to ask for help, while older generations like Gen X and baby boomers are less likely to ask for help out of fear of being seen as out of touch or a burden to their coworkers. Come on now. Every time I can't remember how to do my password, I got to ask somebody.
That's true. That's true.
Never be afraid to ask, I think is number one.
71% of millennials and 66% of Gen Z said asking for help at work is positive. Like, help me work on this.
Good.
You know, let's do
And that
things.
shows you're in a good, comfortable work environment for
I
you
think
to be
it
able
may
to do
be like
so.
the alpha generation or like the super youngsters are on, like 18, 19, 20. You know, they have a hard time asking for help.
You think? Okay, because I think they get hired and everybody thinks, they know everything. They're the young generation. They've been online and on their phones and know AI and all that. Matter of fact, that guest that we had earlier today,
which one?
He's like, we're hiring the jobs guy.
Jason.
He said, we hire people now and we're somewhat amazed at all of the AI skills that they bring to us on day one.
Yeah.
Right, Bella?
Yeah, my little sister, she's a senior in college, and one of her majors is business and AI. So she's totally going into the workforce with that experience. But I think to that, while the younger generation does have the ability to bring in the technology, I do think they also come from a generation where things like therapy and your mental health and just talking about your feelings is so much more promoted than, say, the generations prior.
Now, why is that? Because I really think that's true.
I don't know. I think it's true as well, though. Like my mom was saying, and she's in her 50s, that when she was growing up, like going to therapy and just talking about your feelings, that was not a thing in society.
Not at all.
But she says nowadays it's like high school, middle school, even young adults, kids are like, I'm going to therapy. And it's a good thing, but she said it was just something she wasn't growing up around.
I wonder if it was, having young kids. So my oldest was in 8th grade or the end of 7th when COVID started. And I think COVID is when I recall anyways in the world in which I live, is that I saw people more talking about their mental health. Like I need to talk to people. I need to go and see people.
Yes.
Working from home is not right for me. I need to be around other humans. Like I miss that physical interaction, especially if you're a people person or extrovert or outgoing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that may have helped shift. I was speaking with the news director in Tucson about a year ago or so. We were talking about something.
Somebody interested in a job in the Tucson market, Celeste?
I'm very happy here.
No. Been there, done that. No.
She came to visit one of my classes, actually, when I was teaching, to kind of talk about the world in which we live and everything. And so what she said was is that now she has to give all of her reporters one mental health day.
Yep.
Is that
how often?
Every week.
Oh, come on.
And so every week they get one day where they don't have to come into the newsroom and work. They can go out into the community and they can meet and chat at a coffee shop with people or go to the park with their dog. And as long as they're kind of meeting people and gathering story ideas, then that's all that the news director asks. And she said that happened after COVID because she saw the need for a mental health day.
Does that surprise you?
Well, that was not my station. I would have loved that. But I think it's useful. Yeah, my mom, my little brother is 16, and she says once a month she'll grant him a mental health day because he does a lot of school online, and it's just hard being cooped up, not being in a classroom.
I like that once a month sound. Hey, by the way, when you're out there getting ready to launch your career and you're wondering how you do it, the folks at EVIT are like amazing, and our Danielle was out there today. If you haven't spent any time out there, watch this.
Yeah, guys, and it starts on Saturday, so definitely want to start thinking about that because most of these schools, they build up. They get pretty booked, so definitely want to start thinking about that so you can enroll come Saturday. So Dr. Chad Wilson with us this morning, the superintendent of EVIT right here in Mesa. We're at the cosmetology school, which is very popular.
It is, absolutely is, both here at our Power Campus. This is a program that if you're interested in cosmetology and you're in high school, absolutely should take advantage of it. But it does fill up fast. This is one of the programs that when we open our enrollment the 1st of November, by probably January, it'll be full. So if you're interested in cosmetology, esthetician, all of that, this is the place to come. But also make sure you sign up sooner rather than later so you can get a spot.
So Saturday, first day, walk me through the process. What should people be doing?
Yeah, so our students and parents actually can go on our website, and there's a portal there that they can actually download the information to begin the registration process. If you have questions or there's still things you need to get figured out, there's also a link to connect to some of our admissions officers and counselors so we can answer your questions. I mean, cosmetology is a fantastic program, but we have over 50 programs that allow students while they're in high school to earn industry certifications and have the opportunity to enter the workforce and actually make a livable wage. You know, we believe that there's many pathways to the American dream, and one of those pathways is through EVIT.
And when does enrollment stop? So it starts Saturday, and then when does it go till?
So we keep enrolling students up until the start of the school year. The problem is that some of our classes we cap, and so they close. So we will always enroll students as long as there's space in the program. And so some of our programs fill up really fast, and some of our programs actually take a bit of time. But over the last couple of years, we've grown, we've doubled in our enrollment. So this year we're sitting about 9,000 students, which means which means our programs actually fill up. But there is the space all the way through the start of the school year to enroll.
And other popular mechanic, welding?
Yeah, well, so our CNA program is popular, Certified Nursing Assistant. Our welding program, we have the largest welding school in the state of Arizona. I was talking to a gentleman whose son goes here, and, you know, the idea of being a welder out of high school, you have certificates that can take you to a job all around the world. And so welding's popular, culinary's popular. We have adult education programs, too. We have a registered nursing program, and we know that there's a nursing shortage in Arizona and across the country, and so we have an RN program that adults can participate in.
Amazing. And we have to point out the mascot here with us today. The cutest. I did the story when you guys first announced this cutie, Dr. Wilson. He's yours.
Yeah, so this is Ophi, and he's a wonderful dog. I mean, I'm always so amazed at how, when I bring him into the classrooms, how it just eases the tension in the classroom. The students go from being a little bit hesitant to talk to me to actually just engaging and having really honest conversations. The challenge with it is, though, is that Ophi has become far more popular than I am. So whenever I go someplace, it's not, how are you doing, Chad? Chad, how's it going?
Where's the dog?
Yeah, it's where's Ophi? So that's a little bit humbling to me, to be honest with you.
Oh, that's guilty, because that's exactly what I did here today. Since I did the story when they first got Ophi, I was like, hey, we need the dog here. So one more time, website, how do people find out more information?
So www.evit.edu, and get on there, and that'll take you to all the information you need to register for next year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doctor. We appreciate it. And remember, Saturday's the day. Open enrollment. Say bye to Ophi. Ophi, hey. Hi, cute boy.
He's so cute, isn't
he?
The
best. Well, I'm telling you, EVIT is it is a gem in the East Valley. Yeah. The stuff they do there, I'm such a big fan.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
You can learn almost everything there.
You know what else is amazing? Our mystery kid.
Oh, I thought you were going to go to Bella or Big D.
Yeah,
but
well,
this is cool too.
But we got to do this because the break's coming right up. Give us your guesses. We'll be back. Yet another new town. Well, I don't think we've seen this one before. We'll be right back.
You know what
Well, I like the look of this town in a pleasant little valley with the hills just off in the distance, but where could it be?
Wow, we have some good guesses in there.
Oh, we do? What do you see?
We have Halakita says it's West Virginia.
Okay.
Brandy the Bookworm, Colorado, maybe Durango. We've got a Mass from Little Philosophy, West Virginia from Louis Gonzalez, and a South Carolina from Charles, and Linda Montard with a North Carolina. I think I'm going to go with the West Virginia.
All right. Well, I can't go wrong with Linda. She helped me out last hour, so I'm going North Carolina. Bella, what do you think?
Georgia.
Okay.
I don't know.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
let's go back and look. So we all have our guesses. Here comes the answer with
answer.
Celeste.
Harrison, Arkansas.
Oh.
Now that's cool. We rarely talk about Arkansas.
Well, and I think that stumped us all, Ron.
I think you're right about it. I love how
Beautiful
you
look,
call me
though.
out about that, Celeste.
Well, I don't mean you.
Well,
but I think it's
okay.
the first time in a long time
that I didn't get it. What?
No, that nobody got it.
Nobody got it.
Like not even in the chat.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is a really beautiful state. I drove across it one single time, but when you get up into the Ozarks, especially from what I understand, that area is sort of in the northwestern corner around Bentonville, where Walmart is headquartered, is just as boom because it's like a whole city that goes from there to Fayetteville, which is where the university is. And it's now become one big city because people love the lifestyle there, and jobs are plentiful.
Yeah.
How about that?
What kind of jobs are we thinking?
Well, I'm
in
pretty
that
sure
part of
you
the
can get a
country?
job at the Walmart offices.
And
They're successful.
They probably need a new greeter.
Oh, yeah.
They should have a greeter at the actual headquarters, right?
Yeah, I think so. How could you not?
Yeah, for sure.
Boost the team morale.
Yeah.
You do look good in blue.
Thank
so
you.
That would work.
All right, so we are going to talk. Celeste, get ready.
Yes.
We are going to talk in a few minutes ASU football,
Thank
one of
you.
your favorite topics.
Yay.
I think I might amaze you with the facts that I'm going to have for you in a couple of
Wow.
minutes. But
Okay.
first, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on up at the North Rim. I mean, this is a situation where the lodge that they have up, of course, the lodge that's right on the rim, it burned up in the fire.
I
By the way, we have Governor Katie
sad.
Hobbs on with us on next Monday, and we're going to ask her because she's been very outspoken that there has to be an investigation, not about the lightning, you can't prevent that, but what happened in the hours after the fire hit, and could more have been done to keep it from spreading? She wants answers, so good for her, and we all want answers, and we're
Yeah.
going to talk to her about that on Monday. But when it comes to the North Rim, it's still a process of trying to get people to return, and so here's what one of the lodge owners says.
There are some parts that are what they call that moonscape. And so that's hard to see. But then you get into other parts and it looks kind of like not much had happened. Maybe a little bit of black on the trunks or things like that. But it's already coming back green in some places. Some had reservations that they kept but weren't sure. Others had canceled and then reestablished those again. So that's been kind of that back and forth has been a little tricky. I know myself and I know others were concerned that if we didn't open them this fall, that the push to get them open next year on time may or may not be there. And so for us, it was just important that happened. And so there's been a lot of collaborative work. The challenge is we don't know what next year looks like. We have no idea if it's going to be busy. We don't know if they're going to open on time. We don't know when the rim to rim trail will open back up again. I mean, all of those unknowns make it really scary for us to take a substantial loan out. We were supposed to have had a meeting on October 1st with a lot of, Forest Service, Park Service, with a lot of the county people, ADOT, all those kinds of things to really try and plan ahead for the future of this next year. And that meeting didn't happen.
So, the pictures, of course, are just a reminder of how long this firefight lasted. I mean, it took weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And in the rest of our lifetimes, it'll never quite be the same.
I know.
That drive from Jacob Lake down to the North Rim. Now, we're talking about the Jacob Lake Inn here and the other businesses that are nearby. But boy, it's tough. That just to see how much that drive has changed is really kind of a heartbreaking deal.
It absolutely is. And I think there's, in speaking with Robert Steve with Arizona Highways Magazine, he has a lot of photographers who've spent a lot of time on the North Rim. I know he has as well, but photographers have made the great outdoors in Arizona their home, the back country, and been able to take some really beautiful shots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And those photos are just timeless, priceless. And I think it's really nice that we do have that technology to look back at those photos. Because you're right, we're not going to see it like that again in our lifetime, which is really sad.
Hey, so I don't know if you guys are real familiar with Bruce Feldman, but he is on Fox on Saturdays. He's like the college football expert. He is super smart, and I listen to his podcast all the time. He's come out with his list of the top 5 candidates for the #1 college job in America, and whoever gets this job is probably going to make $10 million a year.
Wow.
Let me give you these names. Here are
They'll make what you're making, Ron.
Yeah. Okay. Here are the 5 candidates. The guy who's coaching Tulane, a guy named John Summerall.
Okay.
The guy who's coaching Vanderbilt. They're amazing now. They used to be the doormat of the SEC, Clark Lee. The guy who's coaching Mizzou, Eli Drinkwitz, every year. They're solid as can be. And, of course, Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss. He can write his own ticket. But, Celeste, #1 on his list is Kenny Dillingham of ASU.
I don't think he's going to take the gig.
Can you even...
Oh, my gosh.
What's your reaction to this?
This is his hometown.
I know.
He went to Chaparral High School. He talked about how he came, to stay and to bring ASU players back.
Yes.
Our Arizona players back to play for ASU.
I know.
Lane Kiffin, didn't he get fired? Or does he still have his job?
He got fired when he was coaching SC.
That's right.
He was at Tennessee. He voluntarily left there. He got the boot at Wait. Right? Yeah, no, he did.
Where's he now?
He's at Ole Miss, and they're top 5. I mean, he's a really good coach. He gets all programs turned around.
I could see him take the gig.
But if Kenny Dillingham is offered $10 million for what is considered maybe one of the top 3 or 4 jobs in America, is he going to just say, nope, not going to do it?
I don't think so. I don't think he does. What about you, Belle?
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
He's just so pro Arizona.
Right.
He's a family here.
Yeah.
He could never come back.
If he
That's a good
leaves,
point.
he never returns.
Yeah, I loved his news conference when he was hired, and he said he was like fighting tears because he was so emotional about it, and he was kind of pounding the table, and he said, "This place matters."
Yeah.
Yes,
and
it
he's
does.
done everything necessary to make it matter and now be on the national stage every week.
And he's done
It's
an
exciting.
amazing job.
Yeah.
I mean, Fox is partnered with ASU. This is the place to watch ASU athletics.
Oh, for sure.
Especially the football team.
Yeah.
Our sports
Definitely.
department.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody except for Richard is a Cronkite grad.
Well, there you go.
I believe so, yeah.
Well, the thing is, Bruce Feldman would not have put him on the list unless, they're serious at LSU about wanting him to be.
Yeah.
If they made that move, they think he's the best coach in America. They're only going to hire the best coach in America.
I mean, I think there's only one question: dry heat or
Sweaty heat.
Or sweaty heat.
Yeah,
Asking
for
the
sure.
right questions.
Hey,
I'm with you.
So anyway, hopefully he sticks around, but I'm just putting it out there because Bruce Feldman put it out there, and he always knows
We got to
what he's
get
talking
Bruce on
about.
here on the stream.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Yeah, we could make some phone calls. By the way, the Foodie Fest that you guys did earlier this morning.
Oh, my goodness.
So fun. Check it out.
All right. Good morning, everyone. We are right here in our Fox 10 Studios parking lot. It's really beautiful outside.
It's beautiful outside, and it smells so absolutely delicious.
It does. We have a sweet treat for all of you and a savory one as well. Let's start with Jonathan back here. Jonathan, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Tell us about your concept.
So I have my iconic Japanese curry here. This is our cowboy curry. This is a rustic version of Japanese curry. And this is our luro fan. Our luro fan is a traditional traditional Taiwanese braised pork belly. It's very, very tender. We braise it for 72 hours with our marinated egg. It's a big hit.
Oh my goodness. Jonathan, you said you have been cooking curry for 15 years.
Right.
How'd you get into this?
Oh, yeah, living on my own in college, traveling abroad, living in Japan for quite a few years, just taking care of people.
That's pretty amazing. Most kids in college are eating like cup of ramen, and you're making this stuff.
Jelly, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
You're amazing. Let's bring Peyton in this morning and let's chat with her. This is all part of a great event that's taking place on Saturday. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us.
So what's going on? Peoria Complex is tomorrow?
Saturday. Yes. So the Peoria Sports Complex this Saturday is Foodie Fest West. So we're going to have over 40 food vendors, food trucks, also 75 shopping vendors, tons of kids activities, petting zoo, bounce houses, face painting, all the things for the family, as well as a pie eating contest. Like, it's going to be a good time.
We will win.
All right, we'll touch base with you in a second. Anita, do you want to chat with the next one?
Yeah, good morning. Hello, introduce yourself. Oh, Puddin', this is cute.
Hello, I'm Celeste.
Hi, Celeste. Tell me a little bit about Oh Puddin'.
So we're only 5 months old, but we make our classic banana pudding right here, and they're in 16-ounce containers, which is about a pint. And then this month of November, we're actually unveiling our pumpkin pie flavor. Oh. So we're super excited to bring it to Foodie Fest West.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into this.
Well, I always had like a knack for kind of like baking, and then I started making banana pudding after I had this really delicious one in New York.
Oh.
I decided to come back to Phoenix and let the people of Phoenix have a really good pudding option.
I love the idea of the pumpkin, especially for the holidays, so people can purchase a bunch of them and everyone can just put it out for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we have like a buy one get one sort of thing. It's like a deal. You got to come to the market and see what it is.
Okay, I'm snatching the pumpkin. I'm snatching the pumpkin, and I'm gonna toss the mic to Celeste.
Oh, okay. I
brought you pumpkin.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, gentlemen, good morning. Your name?
Eric.
Eric and Tyler.
Yep.
Tyler, good morning. What have you guys been cooking up? It smells amazing.
Well, Tyler's gonna listen.
Gourmet loaded fries. Yeah. So everything we do, we make it in house. We have a really great triple cooked Belgian style fry. And actually today we just started officially using beef tallow for all of our fries. So all of our fries also are going to be fried in beef tallow. Trying to get away from the seed oils and things like that. So
that's kind of a big health movement, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a little bit better for you.
Yeah. How did you guys get into working together and making food?
We worked at a company together and got on a Teams call, and just combined our passions together and decided let's just do this. So
that's good. Congratulations. Yeah. What's the name? Is Spuds?
Spuds. Yep.
Spuds. How about that? I mean, sometimes the simpler names are the better way to go.
And very memorable.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's memorable.
So Foodie Fest, that's in Peoria.
Peoria on Saturday.
Yes.
I think it's $5 to get in, but then you have all these other eateries that you can try out and all kinds of fun for the kids.
Good.
Yeah.
So fun.
Well, so Bella, are you a foodie?
Yes.
Are you?
Oh,
okay.
I am.
Yeah.
She has a foodie blog on Instagram. What is it called?
Oh, is that right? What's
Isabella
it called?
Eats.
Isabella
Oh my
Eats.
gosh.
I do.
Every day you amaze me more and more, Bella.
Thanks,
that's for sure.
Ron.
Hey, thank you guys for sticking with us here for the full 2-hour extravaganza. Celeste, I think we did okay.
I think
You
so.
guys did amazing. Amazing. You guys did so good.
Way to go, crew.
Way to go, crew. We're going to Arkansas to celebrate. Bye.